Loading up, loading up. Welcome, folks. We are live. It is Monday night. Bonjour, fuckers. Bonsoir, fuckers. Wherever you are in the world. Welcome.
Check the audio. Check the audio.
Check the audio.
Works.
The audio is
It works.
It works. Cool. I did forget though, but here we are. We are ready to rumble in the gauntlet. Just kidding. We finished. We are the champions. We're the best in the world. We are rich, motherfucker. Other than that, I don't have much to say other than we'll pass it over to the DM to ask us the character building question of the evening.
It's Monday. Let's get some D&D going. But first, we will start with the character building question.
I need dice.
Aha! Oh, you do need dice. Why do you always forget your dice? Silly Jordan. So, I'm gonna start with Balder. How does Balder show thanks?
That's a good question.
Jesus.
Kid decided to stomp around. Boulder is very thankful for any help he gets. He's pretty much willing to do or give whatever he can because he's needed lots of help along the way to get.
Okay. Pray. How do you show thanks?
Well, if it's a relative, I give them a good little smooch. Thank you, baby. And if it's not a relative, I nod silently. Yes.
Erden, how do you show thanks?
I probably want to try to give another service in return. Like, if you do something and I appreciate it, basically I owe you one. I'll try to do something to help you out.
So you
With
say
boundaries.
that you're saying Erden always returns the favor?
He tries.
And Asher. Oh, sweet, innocent, corrupted Asher. How do you show thanks?
Innocent? Not so much anymore. I would have to say very similar to Erden, except the same could be said if he is crossed. And currently, he has his crosshairs on someone in particular.
All right. So,
Me?
we take off the men of the Gill, last week becoming the champions of the... and becoming the new champions, winning a buttload of money, and celebrating a little bit, getting the crowd to sing their praises, Balder taking it all in, everybody else rushing to their ship to see how it's going, realizing a few modifications that were done, the ship still being repaired a little bit, and learning that there was a hefty bounty on the men of the Gill, anybody who helped them, the crew, and the ship itself. And that is where we pick up. You guys have just learned from Lakayut that you have a 300,000 gold piece bounty on your ship, your crew, yourselves, and anybody who has lended you aid. What would you like to do?
I think, are we having like a private conversation amongst
Oh yeah, like you guys are on your ship right now.
the Hefes?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll like pull over Erden and Prey, and I'll express that maybe we should not necessarily test loyalty, but we should make sure that only the people who are going to be loyal to us are going to stay on the crew. We can't risk any loose ends.
Can we make Balder a man of the Gill?
Is he part of the guild?
Oh, that is a good point. Are we, as guild
Balder.
members, are we able to sign up or put him in the same net we are?
So Balder, that's a good question to ask. After your military career, have you signed up as a guild member? Or have you been freelancing?
Freelancing so far.
So no, he's not a guild member.
Could we have our own guild, like a side guild, like left guild, right guild?
Maybe eventually.
We could buy a Gill. We have a lot of gold.
Well, we have a lot of expenses as well.
Can I buy a horse? I saw one. I'm not a man of beasts of burden, you know. I let animals be animals, but they kind of look like elk. I like that.
We can
Think out.
we can get you a horse, and we'll try to find some antlers that you could put on it.
Well, I'll be sitting on the horse probably, so that might not be the best idea.
Well, on its head, not like where you would sit.
But like point backwards. We'll deal
Yeah.
with that later.
Okay.
So how do you guys induct Balder into the Men of the Gill? What is your initiation process?
Asher, you want to make him sweat a bit?
We could.
Say I was gonna lock him in the room with Prey for about an hour, and that would be the initiation.
Which room? If it's the bathroom, that's bad.
If he can't handle
The
that, then
ship.
he can't handle everything that we're about to do.
Shit's about to get real. Okay, Balder! We have this ritual for the Men of the Gill that maybe if you participated, you could be like an honorary member or something?
Really, what kind of thing is this?
Well, let me show you, and I'll grab my shark teeth, and I'll like squeeze them in my hands to let blood drip a little bit, and be like, "Open wide, Asher!"
You're like,
There you go. Your turn, Balder.
What do you do, Balder?
I don't got no shark teeth, so I'll just pull out one of my scimitars and just slice my palm and just hold it up.
Okay.
I was
So
holding,
you're
I was
feeding
holding my
Asher.
hands to you to drink.
You wanted me to drink it?
Yes.
Completely misinterpreted that.
actually, no, let him do the thing. Let him do the other thing. Come on. Erden, get a knife.
You're real thirsty now, aren't you?
Just a bunny with a swollen gut, just like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is the weirdest bukkake I've ever heard of. So, what are we doing here? Are we giving Asher a Evil Dead bath, or are we drinking Prey's blood?
Balder, I was just kidding. You can be an honorary Men of the Gill.
He's saying that he's going like this to let Asher lick the rest of the blood.
I'm gonna take my little flask out. I'm gonna take my little flask out and just squeeze his hands
Milk
like
his hand.
completely.
Oh,
Okay,
get between the fingers.
I need to know what is going through Balder's head, because Balder doesn't know that you're a vampire bunny. What are you going through as you're seeing Asher milk Prey's palms?
Oh, so sweaty. Mom spaghetti.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I haven't seen, because he's been drinking from the flask, so I haven't seen him do anything like this yet, have I?
Mhm.
Yeah, I kind of creeped out a little bit. Kind of like standing back, just staring.
After Prey is done, I'm just gonna be like, cure wounds. Just like, bing.
Oh, thank you very much.
What's with the blood?
Oh, it's for spell casting.
Why'd you drink it?
I had to make sure it was fresh.
It was dripping from his open wound.
Yes, but have you seen how much elk he eats? It could be tainted.
That one's hard to argue with.
Asher roll a deception. Balder roll an insight.
Can I roll a taint check?
Taint the truth.
I'll say the whole time this is happening, Ernest's just like, ugh.
That's a 16.
What did you get for insight, Balder?
A 19.
Ooh.
A 19.
A 19. So, this bunny is lying straight through his cute little religious mouth.
I thought you were gonna say like cute little pointed teeth.
I've got one hand on the hilt of one of my swords, and I'm just staring at him and be like, no, really, what's going on?
I'll he has his hand on his sword.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna can I summon a little bit of necrotic energy on my hand and be like, now Balder, let's not do this. You're in no danger here.
I just want to know the truth.
Well, we did summon a vampire man, I think. No, we didn't summon him. We teleported to a place where it was a little funky. There was a vampire summoned, and he was like, blah, blah, hoppity, hoppity. I said, yes. And then Asher came back, and he was as hoppity as ever. And now he drinks the nectar of life.
So he's a vampire.
What?
Yes, maybe. I thought he was an
I love
automaton
how-
for a bit, but I think he might be a vampire.
I love how Prey's explanation of what happens is getting shorter and less comprehensible every time he says it.
And this is
Vampire
why I
opportunity,
always like
yes.
it's why I always like Prey explain it. It's just like I can't be bothered. I'm the one who's suffering with this. Fuck everything.
Jesus, this is great. All right. Okay. So you just learned that he's a vampire.
Vampire.
Great.
So, are we buying
Welcome.
things? Is that what's happening?
Segue.
Well, it is nighttime. You guys just got released from like your contract of not being able to leave the Dwarf Desires Coliseum, but it is nighttime, so you can get a night's rest and then wake up in the morning. And we are not doing a shopping episode. We kind of did that off the screen, and we will do a little bit of stuff, but you won't be like, hey, can I buy this? No, you can't. You guys tell me this. So, you guys, anything you want to do before you fall asleep?
I'll get a quill and a pen and paper.
Mhm.
So we will do this pre-negotiated action of Asher's.
So you find a letter, a crate, and you send off what you find, like somebody to do all the paperwork and stuff for you,
A messenger, basically, yeah.
and you send that off, not a problem. So as rest takes hold of you and night falls, we start with Erden. You are in a cold room. It's as if it's a dome made of ice. It is cold. And you see a large city underneath this sheet of ice. And you see people like you with curses, but they're frozen solid in place in shards of ice. And you hear the breathy voice that you've been hearing since your father just seems to have been shunted aside from you. And you hear the voice go, "This is where you belong. You are the key." What do you do?
So is it like the underneath the sheet of ice is like, are the people right there?
So like where you're standing right now, it's like a huge hollowed out cavern, and it's just ice all around, and there is a city. And as you're taking a quick glance at around, you can see that there are people with curse marks frozen in ice. You are under the ice in this city.
I'll try to get as close to the first person that I spot, and I'll just try to like grab the ice or like tap on it to try to get their attention, just to see if they can hear me or.
As you get close to this person, you can see their outline and like where the curse is. Like you can see some of them have horns, other have different things, and you get close and you see that it's kind of like the Batman and Robin movie when Arnold Schwarzenegger would freeze people. They're just like frozen in a chunk of ice, and you can see that
Time to
they're
chill.
it's time to chill. And you see that this person is mid-sprint, frozen and looking back. So like you get to it and you see that they're just encased in ice.
And if I like talk to him or like move around, do I see like his eyes moving at all, or is it just like real frozen solid?
You as you do like things to try to get the attention, like stuff that people would just react to. It's just like he's frozen solid in a block of ice.
I'll just try it, and I'll just ask the voice or say out loud, where is this? Where do I belong?
You say this out loud. You say this out loud, and you hear just the echoes. Where do I belong? And it makes all its way around, and it comes back to you, and you hear the voice come back, going, "You are one of us. Central North." Liberate us.
That's the voice. So is that's the voice that I've been hearing every time I'm using my power here?
Yes. As ever since you stopped seeing the great sword, and you started seeing the necrotic hand. Yes.
Yeah. If I walk closer to the city, do I recognize it at all?
And this city looks. The best way I can describe the architecture is, in I think it's South America, there's those cities that are built within the cliffs, and they're all like blocky.
Yeah.
And they're built like that's how it looks. And from your knowledge, because you are from Zahadriel, this type of architecture has not been spoken of or taught.
I'm just reading back my notes. Is there anywhere in the surrounding, like the people that are encased in ice? Is there like a bunch of different races? And is it like a tundra looking place, like a snowy kind of?
It does look tundra-y because of the ice, of course. But as you look around, you can see that this is a very mixed bag of cultures. You see that there are draconic lineages. You can see that there's human, elvish, orcish. And as you take a moment to investigate the city, you can see like this is. Could you roll a perception check just to see what you notice? 19. You can tell that if this was not encased, time would have ruined this. And the voice comes inside your mind one last time, goes, "We were forgotten and vanished because of our gifts. Find the sisters. They will tell you all you need to know." and you fade to darkness. Balder, you there?
Yep.
Okay. Balder, as you fall asleep thinking of the fame you just acclaimed within 4 days, meeting these 3 men, and how people were actually asking for your autograph, wondering who you were, wanting to know more about you. You fall asleep to the praise and the feelings it gave you. And you close your eyes and you are in a hall. A grand hall. And as you walk down this hallway, you can see that there are pictures, paintings of all your successes, of the operation that went wrong, but by miracle you came through. Your battles that you've won. Every single highlight that you've gotten. At the end, the last big photo you see on top of a door is you landing the killing blow on Xander Plains while being blinded. It is a highlight. And you see the door is there, and behind the door there's just radiant light around the seams of the door. What do you do?
I open the door.
As you open the door, you hear a crowd just Balder, 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 and it just washes over you, and you feel warmth, and you feel happiness, just the greatest high you've ever experienced. And this light is blinding, but in front of you, you hear her voice, and you finally see her. She is pale complexion, white hair. She has a black, kind of like a black veil, but like a black bandana over her eyes. And behind her head is like a crown of just swords that shoots out. And she goes, Balder, you are doing great work. Your path to greatness and being a hero has begun.
I wouldn't be here without you.
I am but a guiding voice, Balder. I'm here to point you in the direction of fame. And as she says fame, the crowd just goes ape shit. And she goes, work harder, and your praise will be sung across the world. And it's just, you just feel, again, and then she like fades into the blinding light, and you just feel hands clamoring over you, not like trying to tear you apart, just as if it was a trove of fans, just trying to all be able to touch you. And it is the greatest high you've ever experienced of your goal of being a hero. Pray.
Yes, well, yes.
You fall asleep. And it is a good sleep. You get those elk burps. You got the big belly full of elk.
Elk sweats.
Usually you toss elk sweats. You usually get tossed and turned because your tummy hurts. You're trying not to poop because you want to sleep. But you fall asleep quite easily. And in front of you, you see, again, your papa. But this time, he has his arms up over his head limp, and he's just hanging there, hands up. And you can see that there's chains around him. You look next to him, and you see your entire tribe lining the sides. And they're not moving. They're just limp. And you hear... Oh, you want to do something?
Are they like hung up as well, or just standing there?
They're all just chained and
Okay.
hung up.
Oh,
And you just hear next to you. and it's getting louder and closer to you. And with that sound, you hear like, and in your side view, you see two figures pull up next to you. One set like about good. How tall are you? About a good foot taller than you are. The other one, about your height but wider.
So 7'5", 6'5", and built wider than me.
Mhm.
Hello. What? Is this your papa too?
As you turn, you see you've seen the face before, but you've never seen it presented like. You see a vulture, head, neck go down, standing straight with a humanoid body, wearing a suit. If a vulture could be coiffed, very well coiffed. The wings folded in neatly behind them, humanoid hands, and then its talons on the ground. Next to you is the spiritual representation of your papa that you've seen every time you've used your ancestral garden abilities. And as you say, is he your papa too? He goes, no, Bray, I am here. That is also me.
I am your father.
Oh, did he free? Yeah. So
what is this? I don't. This never happened, did it?
So your father goes, I can let the vulture man explain. And you turn and you see the vulture man standing there, and he doesn't take his eyes off you. He goes, Breda, you've chosen to be the elder and leader of your tribe. Now comes the burden of that decision.
Yeah. Do you want? Oh.
Do you wish?
Oh.
Do you wish to save your past tribe's souls?
You mean like make them huppity?
No. Then he turns to you. Usually you're like, when people talk to you and explain things, they usually get to your head level, so you understand. They're like, okay, same playing field. As he turns, he like props himself up to make himself bigger than you. And he goes, your father signed a deal with me. His soul and his offspring's soul, mine. But I chose when they were claimed, right for their picking. That choice taken from me. Do you wish to have your family's soul? Sorry, I forgot the S there. Souls. Free from this contract.
I know that I might be the most intelligent of my tribe, but I just want to understand this. Sorry, Mr. Vultureman. I appreciate the powers and all that, but what's the catch?
You're taking your father's place. Fulfill his end of the bargain. And finish the task I put before you if you accept.
What's the task?
You see your family, like the spirits just goes. I decided when the souls were ripe for their taking. There are 2 souls missing on that list. There is yours, but you, if accepted, get back on the list. And there is the sister
You mean Kay? You,
As you say her name, you feel the tattoo in your back dig in, and your muscles just tense and begin to seize. He goes, "Find the truth. Seek vengeance. Greatness is expected." And he Spartan kicks you, just, and that is your dream. And finally, since you fuckers all like having dreams, Mr. Bunnyman, you go to sleep. Great. Thank you, Idiot Brigadier. That one was good. I like that one. So, Asher, as you fall asleep, you get the sensation of, I'm going home. And you wake up, and again, you're laying down in that bowl that Mr. Voice and Eldath have been residing in. Last time you were here, Mr. Voice was being accosted by an unknown presence. And you come in, and the bowl usually has trees and little rivers. This time, just constant water flow is flowing in. Not enough to like slip you up and stuff, but enough to make every step you take slosh. A couple times you have to pull your foot out of like some very sticky mud. And you get down to the main area where the cabin's next to the lake, and you can see that Eldath is in her water form, and it's as if she's trying to hydrate herself, just taking water and constantly just spraying it onto herself, but it seems like she's withering dry. And the door to Mr. Voice's cabin is wide open.
I'll approach Eldath first. I'll be like, are you okay, Eldath?
As you say this, she turns, and you can see that like she actually has she's usually all water, but it seems that there's a material component within the water that seems to be cracked and dry. And she goes, I can't seem to stay hydrated. And you know that she is the goddess of brooks, rivers. This is weird.
Is there anything I can do to help? I can create water. I mean, is that gonna be
As
enough?
you say this, she's pulling water from the ground and just soaking herself, going, Mr. Voice.
I have to go talk to Mr. Voice?
That would be a good idea. Constantly just spraying herself, trying to stay awake, just trying to stay hydrated.
Okay. Hopefully you feel better soon, and I'm just gonna like hop out of you in my way over to Mr. Voice's cabin in the sloshy like.
And you get to Mr. Voice's cabin, and every time
knock.
you see,
I'll knock.
you just hear, "Come in, Mr. Let us."
Everybody catching a cold around here? What's going on?
You walk in, and every time you've seen Mr. Voice, there was this bravado, this great figure that he presented. But this time, he is sitting down at the table, hunched over, and he's usually made himself a static image, so you couldn't see detail. And as he's hunched over, holding onto the table, from his elbow up and the rest of his body is all static. But his elbow down, you see a dark purplish quilt, cloak, and you see his hand. It's leather tight skin, old joints, and many rings, and it's pale. And he's holding onto the table and just And as he coughs, you just see water onto the ground, as if somebody who just drowned got brought back. And he goes, "We have a problem, Mr. Lepus. I'm
What can I do?
stretched. I'm stretched too thin. I thought this. Give me a moment." And like takes himself, and you just see the hand just like writes himself, and he braces himself on the table, and he goes, "I've stretched myself a bit beyond my means. I want to liberate as much as I can, just water, as much as I can. And there are 3 major players in that game, Mr. Lepus. 3. And I've stretched myself to help all 3 to try to get the goal of liberation done. Party 1 and Party 2 hate themselves. I can't get them to work together, no matter how hard I try. You're my only hope, Mr. Lepus." As water just goes out, he says, "Lepus, will you make this choice for me?"
I'll do anything I can to help you. We share the same goal.
Good. There are 2 parties. One you've already met, and the other you've heard of. Make the choice, Mr. Lepus. Do you help the man who gave you the curse and the gift at the same time? Or do you trust a name that you've heard of? And you see 2 on the table. He has like 2 pieces of paper. They're drenched. They're old parchment. One has the crest that is emblazoned on your chest. The other, the best way I can describe the sigil, is like the outline of a sun. You know, okay, David Batista's belly button tattoo.
I almost heard you say belly tit tattoo, and I was just like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh, you know the tribal sun
Yes,
tattoo
it's like
he
a
has.
tribal sun, yes.
Yeah. So it's that, but in the middle, instead of having a belly button, it's a
Nipple.
It's kind of like it's kind of like a Magneto helmet with many horns coming through. And he goes, "You have to choose which one I give up on to focus."
So one of them is the House Laramsis logo.
And the other one is a darkened tribal sun with a Magneto helmet and horns coming out the top.
Can you tell me a little bit more about either? I'm familiar with this one because I'll like hold on to my chest. I'll be like, it's here.
He takes me and he goes, "Ask what you want to know. Just know I don't have much time being stretched this thin."
Well, are they both deities? Is that it?
They're both servants of Mr. Voice.
Well, I feel that we have to. I'll like just instinctively point at the other one to give up on and focus on Laramsis because it's like what I know. He's the one that brought me back. I have my own reasons to go and see him as well, right? So.
Okay, so you're saying give up on the one you don't know.
On the Dave Batista, yeah, that's right.
Okay, so he goes, "Excellent," and he puts his hand on it. And then as he puts his hand on it, you see the purple energy go across and all around. And you hear Mr. Voice go, "Daedra, as much as I appreciate the help, our time together is done." And the paper just bursts into flames. And you see that as it bursts into flames, his hand just reforms into static energy. His voice becomes back to, "There. Thank you for that, Mr. Lepus. Now, the choice you've made a very... This was not an easy choice. I could not give you all the details. You've made a powerful enemy with many connections. But if you would have made the other decision, it would have been the same also. So, as a reward, I leave you the floor." And he gets up, grabs the parchment with Loram's family crest, puts it in his static form, and he opens the door and closes it. And as he closes it, you hear, "Well, I see that he's changed the look of his domain. We haven't formally met." And he pulls the seat, sits down across from you, closes his hands, and he goes, "Dionysus Baramses."
I'll extend my hand over, but are you the reason why I'm like this?
I simply put a choice in front of the Devilborn, and I asked him if he wanted you back, and some shit about being hoppity and less hoppity, and all in all, it was very confusing. He's very hard to understand. But
I'll just go okay, given. That's a given. Yes, sorry.
But he said he wanted you back, and he said that the consequences were not... the consequences did not outweigh the pros. So I did what I could, and here you stand before me. Well, stand, sit, whatever.
So, who are you exactly?
I am Lord Dionysus Loramsus, originally from Serdion, amalgamated to the Hadriel, Hand of the King, third in my name, inheritance of a very large sum. So many titles, many legalities, many exchanges of wealth. But all in all, I am Dionysus Loramsus. You may call me Dio.
Do you still serve as Hand of the King?
No, that title was taken from me by a very complicated relationship. I do tend to rectify that.
So, this whole situation that's happening outside, or the imminent war, is
Yes.
because you're supposed to be dead. You're not dead. You could easily rectify this whole situation.
As you say, this was, oh my poor boy. You think that this war is simply between two kings, two nations, saying, "Oh, you killed a political asset." No. I may have been handed the king in the Hadrian. I was keeping things under control. And I had the Crimson Baron do his part here in Serdion. But I will tell you now, this is not about nations. This is about a certain tiefling named Diedra, who decided to take what was not rightfully his. So, it is now a war between Diedra's factions and mine. We pull the strings. We are the dark underbelly that no one speaks of. So if I even go, "Hey, I'm back," one, people are going to ask how you're dead, and two, Diedra will just murder me again. So I play in the shadow. I had my fun in the sun.
So, how are you affiliated with Mr. Voice? Is that what you call him?
he lets his believers choose the name they call him. I call him the Liberator. The Liberator has been intertwined with my family for quite some time. I was born into Mr. Voice's loving embrace, as you. So I've known him since I was a child. I've only spoken to him when I was an adult and accepted the gift that my family passes on. I chose to be this way.
So, are you saying that, and has he spotted, like, am I still hiding the crest? Or...
Oh, he knows you have it. He knows you have it because that's why he bit you. You were accepted.
I'll... In my dream state, do I have the one that I took from the guy who actually killed me?
You can try to summon it up if you want. It's a dream.
I'll summon up that, like pull it out of my pocket, and I'll just like toss it on the table, and I'll say, you might want to get stronger members.
Oh, Xander was he's a very good asset to have, but Xander's not a defender, more of a pick and choose what he needs. If I need something taken without anybody knowing, Xander's the man I pay.
I know that
if I need muscle,
I know they revived him, so he's most likely still in your service. I made a point to take that from him, though, because he took everything from me.
Well, I would be offended by that, but Xander's one of those people who wants to be accepted. He wants me to give him the gift. But how can I say this? How can I say this nicely? And you hear from the outside, I don't want him. He's a try-hard. I do forget that this is his domain. He can hear everything.
So where does that leave me? What?
You come to the Crimson Capital. See what a world without my influence and the gift of the Liberator. See what the world does to itself. Once you pass Palumis, you will be in what they call the Wildlands. That was my family's domain. When I left, my sister was not accepted yet. And the Wildlands did not have Mr. Voice. I'm taking back my homeland. I'm taking this nation. All in the name of Mr. Voice. Everyone deserves to survive. And any who stand in my way will meet the Liberator, Mr. Voice. This person's wrath. So, come to the capital, the Crimson Capital. I will show you what the world does to itself without him. We will have a nice meal, and I will tell you our plans. The Ramses plans. And, just so you know, Mr. Voice does love to make friends. I saw you had a few in the game. Don't be shy. The beads, they work on more than just water. And he just vanishes.
Is Mr. Voice, like, he's not
You
there,
heard him
he's
outside.
there?
Yeah, this is his domain. He hears everything.
Mr. Voice?
Yes, Mr. Lepus. As he says this, you feel him like right over you, breathing like, yes, Mr. Lepus. What can I do for you?
Did you still want me to? I only have. I'll like pull out. I only have 2 of these left. I was planning on using them on the 2 brothers here to help increase your numbers.
Yes. Caesar and Desu, yes, I heard the names when you were trying to corrupt the high deity temples, which caused this kerfuffle.
Yes. I think we're gonna start a bit smaller. I'm sorry for any trouble I've caused.
If you, again, I'm all about free choice, Asher. If you, it's an experimentation. You tried, it didn't work, we learned. What did we learn?
Don't go too strong. Not yet, no. Yes?
Yes,
Sorry.
exactly. Good. That sounded very much like Asher too. Like, don't go too strong. I don't know. Yes, that's right, Asher. That's right.
Okay, that's good. Can I have a few more? And how would I use it on somebody else? Did I just like make them eat it? Do I just shove it somewhere? Do I?
Gill.
Try it again. It's experimentation, Mr. Lepus. If you introduce the bead somewhere into a person, we can see what magic happens.
Does it dissolve in like water? If I like put it in something and then somebody was to drink it, are they just gonna swallow a bead? Or
I don't know. I'm not on the material plane, Mr. Lepus. I'm simply here telling you, try things, experiment, do the scientific process. Sorry,
Okay.
the artificer process.
okay. That's okay. I'll see what I can do. I don't want to disappoint you.
You're doing Mr. Voice's work, and he rubs your head and he pushes you. You guys all wake up, long rest, leveled up.
Oh, I feel constitutionally better.
You guys wake up. So you ask around for where you can get more gear. Prey having done the gauntlet with not as much protection as you would have liked. You ask, and Lakayat would be like, "Well, you just got to go to the guild house. They have everything you would need there. It's a bit hard to find enchanters and stuff because the nations that are going to war, they like to hoard magical items in case war does happen. But the guild house with the Ichabod Thatcher, he would have some stuff for you if you want."
Oh, yes, well, we'll do that.
Okay, you have good day. You guys go there, get the items, spend the cash that we already all calculated. Is there anything else you guys would like aside from the gear that you have bought?
Did we want the horse, the cart, and a supply cart?
Those are easily accessible. Talk to Ichabod. Ichabod can get all that sorted out. Like, once you're ready to leave, the stuff will be at the stables at the front gate. You can have as many horses or carts as you need. Well, not as you need, but as you paid for.
Did we say we wanted those fancy? Is it sails or was it like
Banner.
the banners?
Banner.
Yeah, we're essentially leaving, so like we can just figure that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we could just
Okay.
say that we went to tell or ask Coco, or
Okay, so you want those banners?
do
Yep.
we?
I can
Okay,
go
so-
see.
Okay, so you go see Coco. Coco goes, well, say you did this before going to bed last night. Coco goes, Pray, what you're asking me is very, Invictus, what you're asking me is very illegal. I do not deal in such illegal practices as you're speaking of.
Oh, well, sorry for asking.
Pray. And then he like leads in, he goes, meet me at the Salty Sea Spittoon in 2 hours.
I will go there now and eat.
Okay, so you go to the Salty Sea Spittoon. It's in the warehouse district. It's very much like The rest of Mercer's very festive and colorful. This is very like New York dark, Gotham docks. It's dark. It's not festive. There's like a few people walking. They're just sailors. Like this is a business district. And as you get there, you see that the Salty Sea Spittoon is a complete just dive bar. You walk in, there's a couple of old people just like sipping out of iron steins. And you see in the corner a very... He doesn't seem like he knows what he's doing, but he wants you to realize who he is. So he's like basically Coco Flanell wearing a big hat to hide his face and a big trench coat to like hide. But you see his mustache peeking through. He's like, come here.
Here, I do not know anyone here. How odd. I'll just walk over.
As you say, these people just don't give two shits. You sit down and he goes, all right, so I can do the banner. That's not a problem. It's very illegal, so I can't deal with you with the ship directly, especially if the transport gets gone. So we will have a person in between that handles the delivery and the if you get caught, it was a gift. You understand?
Yes. We're about to leave, but you can deal with like Foghorn, or have the person deal with Foghorn and whomever.
Perfect. The only thing I ask you, Pray, ever since your family fell and lost control of Death Canyon,
Yes.
I have not been able to do my trade routes because the dwarves do not know how to defend the gorge. There are many more beasts. The elk are running rampant, and last time I tried to go there, I lost my cart.
Like it's missing, or it got like destroyed?
I had to leave by means of expeditious magic. I left it.
Oh,
So,
danger.
if you go there, please reclaim your family's ground so that I may continue my business. And if you promise me this, Pray, I promise that once you repopulate, I will make the little men dance to make all your offspring happy.
Oh, well, I will certainly repopulate. Yes, I think the men of the Gill can be tasked with this. It's a fair price to pay for magical illusions.
Good. So, I will get my contact to get into contact with your contacts, and it will be done in a few days.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, perfect. Boom, done. Okay, so you guys have everything you want. You got your carts. What would you like to do?
Are we good to go, men?
I wanted to do something quickly while Prey was doing that. I wanted to ask Foghorn with the earrings if he found out the location of those two temples.
So you ask Foghorn. Foghorn's like, "Hi, yeah, sure. I looked around, talked to a few people. So this says you aren't very popular deities, being that they're considered evil for striking down Seption. But I do believe that there is maybe a few fringe temples in Festuche, and from what I've heard, in the Wildland was where they were mostly praised. So those are your two options. Wildland's a bit more dangerous. Festuche, a bit more populated, might be a bit harder to find the temples.
Are there any statues of them here?
That is maybe in Palumis, within the Grand Temple, but I'm not sure.
Okay. All right, I'll leave it at that for now. Thanks for doing that work.
No, not a problem. There's a little gnomish man that came and talked about contacts and material gifts and such. So, if you could get one of you guys to tell me what the fuck's going on with this little gnomish man, I'll be very happy. Thank you.
We'll find out and get back to you. Oh, and Foghorn.
Yes.
I need you to do me a favor. I need
Hey.
you to find out who our most loyal crew members are and who could be our potential weakest links. Because I'm assuming you know about the bounty.
I do believe that La Coyote told me in my drunken stupor, but it's something around like 300,000 gold pieces.
Something along
I'll
those
say-
lines.
I'll tell you now, Mr. Lepis, if you weren't my owner, and if they weren't asking for the fucking ship I sail, it'd be quite fucking tempting. But fuck Vanderdoos. And fuck that Santiago cunt.
Well, I can only promise you that we're gonna try to get more than what they're offering over our travels, and we'll make sure that you're well looked after for your loyalty.
All right, give me a moment. And he goes quiet for a little bit. Wait a minute, I just want to roll something real quick. Yeah. He goes back and goes, well, I made an example. Saw somebody talking about a mutiny. Let's just say I put an end to that real quick with my saber through his throat.
Aye,
Good.
Captain.
So, I guess I'll get Gully to start digging around. Gully seems like that shifty kind of guy. But Prey also promised him... Gully's not the smartest, but he did promise him 1,000 gold a day, so Gully still believes that. So I think if I get Gully to be like that little spy, people could start drowning in their drunken stupor.
Remind me to buy you a drink when we get back to
I goddamn told you, Asher, I'm sober now.
The last time
Sober.
You were just talking about being in a drunken state, Foghorn.
That's the way I pray.
Well, then we'll join each other in prayer. How's that?
Like the sound of that. I'll make sure your ship is clean as a whistle.
And if you hear of anybody else who is willing to join the champion men of the Gill, we'll kindly listen to any interviews for new crew members.
I know that La Coyote has a few... He's having a hard time finding a ship not having gold, so I think he'll be part of the vetting process, if we will. He tells me he's got a real good knack for people who got faces like cocksuckers.
Yeah, speaking of, we have to find somebody for him. That reminds me. Tell him we're gonna look for this guy as well.
He says, remember, Sebastien Levesque has a face like a cocksucker.
That's him.
All right, I'll get to work.
Thank you,
That is your
Foghorn.
conversation. So you, after you do all this, Asher, you meet the rest of the men of the Gill at the front gate. You have... So I know we talked about war horses, and so you guys all getting war horses?
Do we want to get like 2 and get a cart, or do we want to get like...
That's what I was thinking. Probably a couple horses. and a
4,
cart.
and then 2 pulling the cart and 2 on horses.
I want my own. I don't know about you folks, but yeah.
I'll like be on the cart. Like I feel like I would look a bit silly on my own warhorse.
Okay. So we have 3 war horses. Anybody else want their own horse?
I'm okay with being in the cart.
I'll take one then. I've got some, experience on a horseback.
Pissing match between Prey and Balder continues.
Yes, 100%.
Before we head out, I want to ask the other men of the Gill. So, should we leave some, should we pay a little bonus or something to our crew member for having, they bit on us for the gauntlet? They kept the boat up to date, they kept it in shape, they fixed it a little bit and all that. Do we want to just give them a little bit extra to keep them motivated?
Like loyalty money?
Sure.
Ah, yes. 5 copper. A week.
Pray, I think you should just stay out of money talks.
No,
Just for now, please. Just sorry.
no problem.
So how many crew member do we have total?
I do believe you have to run the full ship after you hired on Privateer Central Isles and Privateers Pass. You had a full crew, so I think there's a crew of 60. Well, crew of 55 plus 5, well, 6 now with Lakayat. 6 well-trained sailors. And then you have
Labor.
2. You have 1, yeah, because 2 of them died, 1 of them got off. You have 1 person who is a passenger, and that is Maribel.
So, should we give a smaller amount to the crew, but motivate Captain Foghorn, Lakayot, oh god, what's her name now?
Donna Maria.
Donna Maria.
Cortez.
Donna Maria.
I also wanted to say Santiago, and I was like, not that bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we can.
I was actually talking to Foghorn not too long ago with point to my little earrings. I'll be like, he said he sniffed out a few potential mutineers, and they won't be causing any trouble for anybody else, except maybe their deities. Now I'm not sure.
Yeah. So how much do we want to leave on the ship that they can kind of split between them, and we can maybe give it to Donna Maria, and she can not Foghorn.
How are you doing? I've been stupid for weeks.
We can maybe give like, I don't know, like they bit on our, like we can kind of give them back the money that they use for like the winnings from the bits that they did. Like, I don't know, how are we all thinking?
Could we double their pay? Just make it like a long-term advantage?
I'm
Instead
not
of being
sure
like,
if we'll-
here,
I know we.
here's 100
Go
gold,
ahead.
then they quit, and then that's it. You know? Perhaps.
Well, I'm not sure how much we were paying them prior, but we can certainly motivate them more. Yeah, I suppose that's not a terrible idea. But we can't double Gully's pay because apparently you promised him 1,000 gold a day, which no one else agreed to.
I think it was. Was it 1,000? Was it?
It was 100.
Was it 100 platinum? Is that a lot?
Right.
Oh, gosh, I don't remember. It's been a while.
So how much gold should I leave with Donna Maria?
How
Like-
much gold do we have left again?
I didn't deduct everything
We
that
have-
we have.
I think over 200,000 left.
Slightly, I think. Yeah, exactly. Because you have like probably close around 200,000 left. You can leave it all with your crew; they'll be quite happy.
Should we leave 10,000?
I was thinking 10,000 gold.
That's a fuckload, but yes, I agree. If we're gone for
Well,
weeks,
exact-
if we're gone for weeks, they can, make it
They
last.
need to eat. They need to and exactly.
And,
Um,
they're
and-
trying to recruit some peeps, like if they can, I don't know, use it for anything. And again, we'll give it to Donna Maria.
Yeah, Donna Maria Cortez.
So if you want, I could go back on the boat before we head out, and I could give that to Donna Maria.
Okay.
Everyone's good.
Was Erden there with Prey for the meeting with Coco, or was it just Prey?
That's probably just Prey.
Yeah, I would think it was just Prey.
I'll
Okay.
bring up like, oh yes, of course. 10,000 for the crew, and Coco said you would get a friend to get sails that when we go somewhere, someone looking at it would be like, oh, that's someone I know, friendly, but like that everywhere.
Oh, so maybe that's is Coco a gnome or
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
oh maybe that's the gnome
that's the person
He
that
looks like a
Foghorn-
little
that
baby.
Foghorn was talking about.
Yes, a little baby
Oh.
man.
Can you explain to Foghorn what Prey just said and
Yes.
that's why he was there talking something that he had no idea about. Okay.
Yes. So yeah, I'll go back on the ship. I'll give the money to Donna Maria, and I'll tell her I'm entrusting you with this. Basically, we want to give a little bit of a bonus or a little bit of thank you money to the crew and you guys as well. So yeah, I'm entrusting you to split it amongst the crew. Yeah, just to try to keep them motivated.
Okay, so you do that because Donna Maria is the first hand when you're not there. So she grabs it. She goes, "Thank you." She goes, and you as she says, as she's saying this, she's like kind of trying to divert your attention from a certain corner as you see you and Prey's adopted son Kyle mopping up blood off your deck. It's like,
Where's that blood come from?
it would seem that Captain Foghorn had heard some of our crew speaking of claiming the bounty, and the best way he decided to deal with this was to make a display of power. So he took both his sailors out, and when he did that, Lacayette saw that. So Lacayette joined in. And let's just say that 2 men lost. Lacayette decided that 2 men should lose their manliness, while Foghorn went for the jugulars. So we now have 2 men below decks being treated, and we have 2 bodies to dispose of because we just murdered people in a main port. So don't worry. We do come from Privateer's Passage. We can bypass and play around with the laws. We know how to do this. But I'll try to make sure that we leave it to fingers if we need to take anything else and not penises.
Preferably. Thank you. Yeah, preferably. God, give them a couple gold extra to compensate.
I don't think...
Not too much, but I mean, yeah.
Trust me, they didn't lose a lot. And she gives you like a sly grin.
Yeah, I'll just say, bless you, Donna Maria. Just keep it safe while we're gone. God.
I will try my best. I will
Perfect.
try my best. And you walk off. When you get there, you see that the carriage is rigged with a bit of traveling supplies, a few tents, few rations, 2 horses strapped to the cart itself. The cart's just plain wood with nice round wheels, not square wheels like the poor ones get.
Round wheels, like the rich.
And you see...
I was gonna say,
No.
before I get off the boat, can I find, is the Kayut anywhere?
Yeah, that guy always hangs around your boat. He tends to not... Since his ship was fucked with, he tends to not leave the one he sails on.
Okay. I'll try to approach him and I'll just say, I'll ask him, I'll just say, in your years of travel and and doing what you do best,
Mhm.
have you ever came across, or sorry, passed by a village called Palumis?
Palumis,
Palumis.
yes, Palumis is not a village. It is Palumis is the main capital of Zahidriel. Not Zahidriel, Sebdion. Sorry, I get my places mixed up there, traveling everywhere. But yeah, we're on Sebdion, Palumis. Where are you headed from here?
I think we're heading to the Crimson Capital, I believe.
Okay, so you're headed into the wildlands. So if you stay onto the main path, you will wind and turn and shit. Palumis is the main capital. Impossible to miss. All roads lead there because it's the main fucking capital, main city. Main defining feature, Big white fucking walls, big white fucking buildings, and a lonely mountain.
All right. Thanks.
Just asking
Not
a
a
question as Jordan here. Did I
Mhm.
understand that Palumis is the Crimson capital?
It's the capital of Sepdion.
Oh, okay.
The Crimson capital is part of the Wildlands.
Okay. The name capital is, usually not a reoccurring thing when we talk about places. Usually one, but I get what you mean.
But with Erden's Erden, and well, actually the person who would know this, having had a military career, would be Balder. So I assume that as Jordan is saying this, Prey would also be like, so there's two capitals here? This makes no sense. I want to ask you this, Balder. In your military career, would you have been fighting for the nation of Sepdion, or would you have been fighting for the Wildlands?
Answer carefully, Balder.
Good question. I distinctively just want to say Wildlands.
Oh. Balder wants to be fighting. Okay, for the Wildlands. Canon.
I mean, orc.
As Prey brings up the Wildlands and the Crimson Capital, the land you are in now is the land that you fought against. The Wildlands is feral. Nature takes its course. It is survival of the strongest. It is kill or be killed. And the military there is not strict. There are units, but there's no command. It's go in, do what you need to do. Whereas the other side, the nation of Sepdion, is more military. They are strategic. There are commanders, leaders, commandants, lieutenants, all sorts of rank to climb. And as for Balder, being quest to be a hero, the Wildlands, heroes are remembered because they went in, got the job done, came back. For Palumis and Sepdion, it doesn't matter what the foot soldiers do, the higher-ups who did nothing are remembered as heroes for their military tactics. There has been a civil war going on within Sepdion for as long as you can remember, between the Wildlands and the civilized Palumis nation. As the Wildlands would call it, the Palumis politically Palumis is how they say it. The PP. Yeah.
Alright.
So, with all this lore dump done, how would you guys stick on the main road? Or there was something about naming horses in the chat there, Bray.
Well, of course.
You wish to name your horses?
I do wish to name my horse, and I'd like to get him a nice jingle shirt. I've seen some other people with jingle shirts, and I'd like to get one for my horse. And it has like rings and stuff, and it goes jingle jingle when I walk. It's quite lovely, and I want to call my horse after someone very dear to our life, or my life, I guess, that has passed. I want to call my horse Daddy. As a young tiefling, I had many siblings, but one thing I always did with my father is I rode him like on his back, and he was like, "Oh, pray get the fuck off of me!" And it was just such fun when I was young. It was the best part of my youth. And I just want to name my horse Daddy in commemoration of my father.
Does anybody else want to name their horse? Or is Prey the only one?
Mush Daddy!
As the men of the Gill ride on the 3 unnamed horses in their cart and Daddy. Do you guys want to stick on the main roads or hang off the unbeaten path?
We have a bounty on our head, so
I mean, roughing it's not that bad.
Okay.
I mean, we're on horseback. We're not in the cart getting bounced around as much.
Right. Yeah, let's go off-roading. Let's get some mud tires
Okay,
for
so-
our cart.
Can I get somebody to roll 80-20, please?
Could I roll one?
sure, go ahead.
I haven't rolled yet this session, so I'm like, let's go. 11.
11.
If, also, just to be clear, we did collect the items that we talked about before.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. You that was just quickly brushed over. No need to RP shopping.
Great. So I do have a nice necklace and a shield as I ride on horseback.
Yes. Erden, the +1 that you asked me to have the aesthetic, it does have that aesthetic, just so you know.
Right.
That could have easily been done, not a problem. So yes, you guys are riding. Asher and Erden are. It's kind of hard for Asher to hold the reins a little bit because there are more horses pulling a fucking cart. So like sometimes Erden, you have to reach over, like come on, like you're both holding it together, not being the strongest in the team. And you guys are trudging through. I would say you guys are all following Baldur's lead or Prayer Baldur because you both come from this land. And it takes a bit longer off this unbeaten path. A few times the cart gets stuck on roots for branches and stuff. There's not a lot of trees around Mercer, but the further inland you go, it becomes a dense forest, so it becomes a bit harder to maneuver the cart. So it does slow down your travel. It's a fair day, sometimes cloudy, sometimes sunny. As you enter this forest, the smell of pines and maples hit your nose. It's a very nice summer day. And for most of the day, you're just spent riding through the woods. And then as night begins to fall, so how far would you guys say you're hanging off the road? Like straight up just roughing it, or kind of keeping like a parallel to where the beaten path is?
I mean, how rough is rough?
The deeper you would go, the fucking rougher it would get.
I mean, if
Somewhere that the cart and the horse are not like too
Okay, so
roughened up by the
the cart has wheels, so
prob-
that's the limitation, I think.
yeah.
Okay, so you guys would probably be like, I'd say like just eyesight you can keep like where you can see the path. As dusk begins to hit, you can see that it's harder to see and keep it parallel, so you kind of vary off a little bit and you have to pull yourself back in. And at one point you can see that about the same distance you guys are off the road, there is Asher would be the first one to see because there's passive perception. You see the orange glow of firelight.
I will summon my pact weapon as a lance, the tip of the lance being the head of a vulture.
Okay. Vulture-headed lance. Screaming or just straight pecker?
The pecker. I want the pointy pecker.
Okay, you got the red rocket going.
Sorry.
Speaking of peckers,
That's me.
So you guys are in the woods. You see I don't know if you heard all that there, Asher.
About 10% of it, because I was on the phone with my dad and he kept asking questions and I was like, one ear in, I was like, but I did hear something about naming horses. My horse is called Princess.
So we've got Daddy and Princess.
That's right.
Princess Daddy.
So, yeah, we're in the woods. We've left. We were off the main road because we do have a bounty on our head, and we do see a fire up ahead, similarly parallel to the main trail. Right?
Well, we're about the same distance you guys are off the main trail.
Yeah, yeah. Like the same parallel lined
Yes.
up. Yes.
Prey summoned a lance with a
Yes.
vulture head.
Do
Okay.
you guys want to investigate? What do we do here? Do we just wait?
Erden can try to maybe sneak up on them a little bit and see what's
Yeah.
what's what.
Oh, Erden, how noisy are your wings? Just fly up about.
I mean, they're mechanical wings. I'm guessing they're not all that stealthy.
I was thinking more turbines, but yeah, sure, I like that image better.
I could still like kind of run up to them and try to hide.
Just bark like a squirrel or something, and we'll know it means danger.
If I'm being attacked, you'll just see me flying up.
Sounds good.
Not today.
Sounds good. I'll line up Daddy, and I'll hold the lance and just keep an eye out and just
Line her up, Daddy.
yeah.
Alright, so you line up your lance. Erden, could I get you to roll a stealth check, please?
New dice, rolling good. 26.
Okay, so you're running, or you're just running, or you're running because you're not flying. So you jump off the cart. Asher's holding the reins, and you just again. This is peak Erden in the middle of the woods, scouting stuff out. Brings you back to like months ago before you met these. And you run up and you like hide behind a tree. It's not a big roaring fire, like they want to be inconspicuous, but you can see that there's a few people sitting around a fire, wearing armor. They look, just on a passing glance, they do look like warriors of some sort, but that's just at a passing glance.
And how many of them are there?
You can see 3 around the fire.
3. Okay. I'll head back to the cart.
Okay, so as you charge back, you can see that there is now another figure about 20 feet out. And you just see another one, like you stop, you see that he's just keeping perimeter around their campsite.
Oh. Are they just like regular, like human?
You, like I said, you're just doing passing glance to see what there is, but if you want to take a minute and actually look at the guy who's walking by, you can roll a perception check. Like, it's not going to be high DC, just to see if you're...
Yeah, 22.
22.
Or perception, 22.
Yeah, so this one here, you look and you can see that this one looks kind of familiar.
Mm.
You look at him. That's one of the guys who was with Donovan. That's one of the Blue Cross guards.
I'm like, oh, fuck.
Daddy, let's go!
Cracked knuckles.
Yeah.
That's what an 11 gives you.
Right? To party.
Murder bunnies!
To the cart, and Erden's just like, oh, fuck. So,
Guess I'm getting blood drunk tonight.
I think you're gonna like who's out there. I think it's Donovan and some of his men. I didn't see Donovan, but I did see some of his men.
Asher's eyes are gonna like and ears at the same time, just like be like,
full
"Who?
erect.
Who was that? Who'd you say? Who?
Yeah, I didn't stutter. It's the guy you're thinking about.
Asher, does he have your rapier? Is that what's going on?
I do suspect that he has my little precious rapier. Oh,
Well,
how
there
I
is-
long to have that again.
there is one person keeping perimeter around, and then there's 3 other at the fire. That's what I've seen. I didn't really pay attention to the people around the fire. That's why I said I didn't spot if it was Donovan, but I did see one of his men that we came across during the gauntlet. I did see him doing his patrol around.
Asher, I'm not sure if this is a consensus, but I really want to kill them. Asher, if you want to hop on Daddy, we can ride in and fuck up their day.
Pray. At this moment, I would love nothing more than to hop on Daddy and fuck up their day. But I think I might have a better idea. You see, this new chapeau I'm wearing. I'm not sure, since you guys saw that I threw out my other one into the crowd in my little fanfare, trying to, make myself look super cool. I can do this, and I'm just gonna be like this guy's self, and I'm gonna make myself look like Donovan.
Like that tall?
Yeah. It's if anybody gets too close to me, they can touch me, and I'm too big, but yeah.
Oh, Asher has traded places with Donovan. Where did Asher go, Donovan? Tell me.
So with this guy's self, do you keep the same voice, or do you get their voice too?
You keep the same voice.
Be like, pray, it's me. I'm just gonna try to sneak up on one of them, get the jump on the guy who's patrolling, and maybe we can just take him out fast and first.
Having this guy self myself, I'll just go to
Also
the
Donovan?
image. Yeah. No. I'll go next to Asher, and I'll just put my wave my hand around the head, so it just whoa, whoa.
Nothing.
Actually, when you go like this, you just hit the tip of his ears.
You just see an ear fall out of the shoulders, whoop.
Okay.
So you guys want to sneak up as guards, and then if this turns into a kerfuffle, Balder and I ride in aggressively and fuck up their day.
I was thinking of flying in and
fucking up their day.
You could be my cover fire.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm 100% down. So I'm gonna try to stealthily, not even stealthily, well, quietly, not as to arouse too much suspicion, stealthily find that one guard who's patrolling.
Okay,
Are you
roll a.
guys ready? Are you guys ready?
Yes.
And I'll stealth behind Asher just so I can cover him.
Okay, roll a perception check.
That is a dirty 20.
You can see this guard just.
How far is he away from the others?
He's about 20 feet out of the camp, just doing a 20 feet perimeter, just walking around.
Okay. I'm going to quietly approach him.
Okay, roll a stealth check, please.
That is a 12.
You beat his you just meet his passive perception. So, what would happen in that point? He would see him because it matches, right?
Yeah.
So you walk you're doing real good as this guy's just walking around perimeter, and then you snap a twig, and he turns around. You can see he has his morning star out next to just there, both hands on it. And he goes, "Who's Donovan? What?
Just gonna wave.
But, why are you coming back?"
I'll look at him I'll do my best Donovan voice.
Okay, do you want me to give you what he sounded like just so you can try?
Yes.
I hope it comes down to
Donovan.
a roll.
Donovan was very confident, deep, and bravado.
Hey, almost sounds like an intelligent prey.
Nearly like prey, but just a bit of a change. Lots more tones.
A lot more tones. Yes. Indeed. I've come to spring a leak. And I'm just gonna unzip my fucking.
Illusionary cuckold just rolls out.
Just like
Asher just pulls his arm out.
I'm not gonna be like facing him and be like, look at my dick.
It's crossbow. Thunk, thunk.
Oh no, I have a new rapier now.
Donovan,
now-
what
oh,
are you
wait.
doing with your fly? Thunk.
All right, so that's what you say. I've come to spring a leak.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, roll a deception check with disadvantage, please.
Am I stealthily next to
Disadvantage?
Asher?
Can you roll a stealth check to see? I know it's probably, but I just want to see if you can pass a 12.
Oh yeah, I rolled a 28, almost a crit.
Yeah, he's very distracted by the almost seeing his commander's cock.
That is a 15 with disadvantage.
Okay, still not bad. Still way better than his 12. He goes, as you it's like, I've come to spring a leak, and make your hands go like this. He goes, yeah, we've been through this. This is not a great workplace environment when you do that, Donovan.
I'll like shoo him away basically then.
He goes, I'll keep my patrol going. Keep
So
walking.
as he's doing that, I'm gonna try again and be like, "Ugh, put my imaginary cock away."
Pull your arm back in.
That's right.
You just see Asher's furry finger as his dick, just like sticking out of the image.
I bet he has this small of a dick, motherfucker.
Gosh.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to stealth my way back behind him. I want to get close enough that I could like easily jump and touch him without him
Okay.
noticing me.
Roll another stealth check.
And Erden is about as well. He's somewhere, right?
Yeah, he's within range of Asher, and just very well hidden.
18.
Passes his. He's not suspecting Donovan of anything because Donovan's got a cock out and he's not looking that way. So you easily just
Arguably, his passive is less because he's like, oh no, don't.
yeah, fucking shit. I don't want to get fired. This is a good paycheck. And you get close to him, and he's right there, wearing full plate armor. Full plate? Wait a minute. Plate armor. Yeah, he's wearing full plate armor. Just
Inflict wounds as a level 3 spell.
roll to hit.
I see Ash. Yeah, I didn't ready, so I won't say it.
You can see my hand start glowing, and you're like, oh fuck.
You've seen this
Yeah,
before many times.
I'll just get my crossbow ready.
Okay.
Hold on, Mr. Magic Man. That is a 22 to hit.
22 hits. Please roll your damage.
Yes.
So inflict wounds, level 3. I think it's how many fucking? Months?
On a melee, you get
66.
3d10 on a 1, and then 1d10 for every, so that's 5d10.
I'm also going to channel divinity, and because it's a melee attack, I can use my
Plus whatever
channel
necrotic.
divinity. Yep.
Is it plus 10?
Hold on. I'm
Oh, it's plus your
double-checking.
cleric level,
Or
I
is it-
think.
Yeah, it's plus your cleric level, I think.
Yeah. That's domain. Hold on. Hold
If you want to
on.
start rolling,
I
you
had
can
it-
look
I-
up the thing.
Okay. Inflict wounds. You said it was a D10, was it?
5 plus
Yeah,
twice your
it's,
cleric level.
5d10.
Plus 19.
Oh my
It's
god.
19.
5 plus twice the cleric level is the extra necrotic damage.
Ah,
That's a slap. That's a necrotic slap right there.
that's
Yeah. Touch of death. That's what it's called. It makes sense.
Angel of Death! Slayer just starts to play in the background.
I can't wait for my bard to start casting spell and playing.
Is that not?
You're just gonna clip a bunch of Kerry King riffs? and just a Tamaraya scream.
So yes, 5 times my cleric level, so 5 plus twice your cleric level, so 14
Plus
plus
19.
19. Oh! Okay, let me
19
calculate
base.
this.
Let's see.
That he cannot
While
resist.
That he cannot
While
resist.
while our cleric is rolling his most favorite spell, don't forget to check out Spotify and look for One Fortunate, where we have the first 2 episodes of the Men of the Gill posted up and ready to listen to for your enjoyment.
I
Now
will-
back
that
to
is
this
a-
murder fest.
I'll show you the link.
That is an even 50 points of damage.
Please describe this to me. How you fuck this man's night up.
With the most amount of hatred in my eyes, I will just sneak up to him. I'm gonna just like put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm gonna be like, "Take it away, Mr. Voice." And I'm just gonna let like the energy seep through his body and suck
As-
the life out of him.
As you touch him and you go, "Take it away, Mr. Bush," he goes, "Donovan, what are you doing?" And then you just hear, "This one's mine." And as every time you hear the chuckle, Buddy's body just starts to convulse. And he just convulses, and you just see like in his slit where you can see his eyes, they just there go red, go black, dry, and you just see his skin cling to him, and he just falls on the ground. His armor kind of shambles
You
around.
hear
with his
you hear from the wood. Jesus fuck.
You should have killed him with your
Control.
illusory penis.
cock slap.
Take it, Mr. Voice. Just
Quick wounds.
yeah.
Inflict wounds, erection poke.
Thrust.
Okay. Yeah, so this guy's been dealt with. You do. I'll say with this, he is in plate armor. As he falls, you do like grab the plate armor and just slowly lower him to the ground, so it doesn't go.
Yes, this was the intention.
So you have the fire, and you are now close enough that you can see 3 figures sitting there just talking. Can't hear what
Can
they're
I-
saying because
Can I make out one of them to be Donovan?
you can get closer to get some details if you want
I'll
to.
get closer as well.
I'll stealthily get closer.
Use your
Okay,
spyglass.
roll a perception check.
That is a 21.
13 for
You
me.
see, Erden, you're a bit distracted by Asher just like murdering, grabbing Buddy, and then straight up slasher movie. Grabs Buddy as he's about to fall, and then just slow turns the head,
Oh, for
and then just
fuck's
lowers
sake.
it. And he's crouched, and as he's crouched, he like focuses in. You can see that there are the 3 other Blue Crest guards that were with Donovan, not wearing any armor because they're bedding down for the night. Donovan, nowhere to be seen within that fire.
I'm just gonna grunt, and I'm gonna be like,
Hey.
they still, they're like, well, guess they still all have to die. And I'm just gonna cast Spirit. Oh no, wait, no, I have to see my allies. If I turn around, can I see everybody? Are they like?
You cannot see Erden. He has a 28. Erden disappeared within the foliage.
My
Okay.
little what the fuck.
He's straight up. You're straight up predator right now, looking around, and Erden's just covered in mud, going.
Get to the chopper! The predator!
Get to the chapel.
They call me the Bunnynator.
Anita.
Jesus.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna. I can't see him, but I know he's close. Or
The
because he was
words
following
you-
me.
The words you heard was Donovan. What are you doing back here?
Hmm.
Before you murdered that man.
I full rage or do I not full rage? I'm like, I feel like Asher would. I feel like Asher would think of his allies, but he's also very, very, very mad right now. I mean, I don't want to take another action, so I'm gonna let the others make a move first. I just killed someone, so like.
Okay. Erden, you just saw this murder happen. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna sneak up right behind Asher where he can't see me, and I'll just, I just have my crossbow ready, and I'm like, should I alert the others? Ah, fuck!
Holy fuck!
Jesus.
An illusionary cock
Dwight,
just.
the Dwight Schrute meme, just like.
Yeah. Ah, fuck.
Oh fuck!
Erden's just wearing Buddy's face. Not Erden, Asher's just wearing Buddy's face.
I'll just like look at Erden and I'll just nod.
Full murder mode.
Yep.
I'll just kind of like go back to where they could see me, and I'll just like kind of wave my hand.
Erden, charge! Daddy, make haste!
Donnie?
Daddy.
Or Daddy? I thought I said Donnie.
Daddy,
it's
make
Balder.
haste! I want to start the fucking
Okay,
charge
so
in.
you
So-
charge fire.
So
Okay.
I'll
And
kind
I'm
of like,
behind them.
so as I'm
Okay.
seeing them there, can I plan that as they get close? Because I don't know how far back they are. But
Okay.
like whenever they get close to me, I want to activate my wings and fly upward to try and distract them of like what the fuck's happening. They're like, "Ah!" And that's,
So you're doing the flying V formation. Clack, clack, clack. So Asher, you initiate this murder spree. As you hold Buddy and slowly lower him, you hear, "Daddy, charge!" And then you hear another set of horse hooves just, and you see both. And then over them, you see Asher and Erden just take off like a bullet. And as Erden burst through, you see the three guys like, "Oh my god!" They like stand up, start like these guys were just relaxing around a fire, undressing, getting ready for sleep, and you charge in, and like one of them's like, they're all just scrambling for their weapons. Do you fly over, shoot, or just fly over distraction? So Prey and
disadvantage just so like I can distract them.
okay, so you fly over and they scramble and turn around. Like they pull out, one of them pulls out a hand crossbow, the other two grab, like one of them grabs a spear, the other grabs a morning. I'm not even gonna do initiative for this. One of them grabs a morning star and is just ready to swing at if you come back. As you and like start to double back, and they're all focused on you. They hear, and they all turn around. No armor, 10 AC, and they see Prey, Daddy, Balder, and Nameless Horse burst through. Could I get Balder to roll? Oh God, Balder and Prey to roll your attacks, and then just roll an attack for both your horses. I don't know how to roll trampling.
There's trampling charge, which is basically if it moves 20 feet straight forward and then hits with a hooves attack, it can knock them prone, and then it can make a hoof attack again as a bonus action.
So basically, as if they were like hit and then with their So roll those for me, please.
Cool. So
Roll all your attacks plus a charging attack.
Lance, recklessly, of course. That is definitely a hit, 20 something.
Hits.
Okay, well, the lance is plus 14 damage from the lance. The hoof is a crit.
Jesus Christ.
Now we have murder horses as well as murder bunnies.
Daddy, kick! Oh no, those are 2 6s. I was like, are those 1s? No, they're 6s. the horse dealt more damage than I did.
Hey.
17
was
plus
excited.
4, 21 damage from the horse, and then its strength saving throw would be knocked prone if it's alive.
You hit it with the lance. You see the rib cage, and as you shove it off, you see that he just like pummel his head into the ground, and then the back hooves, because it did do the charge attack, so it can do a bonus attack. I'll say that as it's running, it'll sidekick the one next to him.
That's a hit. It's 22 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
12 damage. Holy fuck.
Okay, that one's still standing, but it's like. Balder, please roll your attacks and then your 2 horses attacks.
All right, my two attacks were both 24s to hit for a total of 15 damage between the two.
Okay, you doing the one in the middle or the one right in front of you?
One in front of me.
Okay, so how much was that? 20.
15 damage.
Okay, 15. Cool. And then your horses attacks?
What's the stats for the horses? 'Cause I don't have that.
I saved it. Let me just put it in the group chat real quick.
Group.
There we go. And that's without a chain shirt barding.
That's a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
That's 7 damage.
Okay. So that one's gone, and then you can roll the other hoof attack on the one in the middle.
23 to hit.
Hits.
That's 14 damage.
Damn, that guy's fucked up.
One more.
That
right?
one. So as Asher, you're watching in delight as your murderness is spreading to your allies. Except for Asher, who just did a fly around to distract and give everybody advantage. Actually, could you guys roll those again? Because you had advantage on those because they were distracted.
I rolled advantage
Burden,
because
you
I
mean
attacked
flying around?
recklessly.
Okay.
My first roll for the horse hoof was a crit.
Great.
And then the next one I rolled with advantage because I thought I was attacking the one on the ground, but I was attacking the other one.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so
No crits.
as you charge in, you see Prey just skewer one guy, kick another, the horse trampling on Buddy's head. You see Balder just slash at the one in front of him, just drops to the ground as the horse tramples, and then just because both horses running as they got close, they were in full like focus mode and they got surprised, so they both hoof kicked at the same time, like rear kicks, or like, okay, charge, lance, swords. Horses trampled them. As they trampled them, they got too close and turned on a dime to just both at the same time donkey kick Buddy in the ribs. Prey and Balder, you hear Buddy's ribs just like a bunch of twigs just being snapped, and slumps to the ground. Yield, yield, and he's
So-
just saying yield on the ground.
How many of them are left?
Just one, the one saying yield.
Okay. So he hasn't seen me at all yet, has he? Like the
No,
other two, like
he's seen horses fuck his shit up and Erden fly through the sky.
Okay. Can I just approach him really slowly? I'll walk up to go up to him. He's on the ground right now, basically.
And he, with his broken ribs and probably punctured lungs,
Mhm.
is just going yield. Yield.
I am still in Donovan form right
Yeah,
now.
you're full Donovan.
I'll just approach him and I'll just drop the disguise as I like kneel down right next to him, and I'll be like, "Where is he?"
Gut. Breathe. Help.
I'll cast
Tell you.
I'll cast mending enough that he can like
Mending does not heal bones. If it did, it would be an OP cantrip. We've been through this on the first episode. You tried to
That's
mend
right.
Haagen-Dazs's leg.
That's right. That's right. Okay,
Oh,
well then,
My, that's for like
how
fixing
much-
a boot.
how much healing would be required for him to talk?
The littlest amount that his lungs not be punctured. That would if you dump a healing spell, that would probably be the first thing that the you have Mr. Voice at your command. He's the one who delivers your healing. Just be like, hey, I want this guy to be able to talk. Mr. Voice would be like, can be done.
Okay, so I'll cast as a bonus action, healing word.
What did you
Grabs
say?
him. Suck it up, bitch.
I'll just say, talk.
And you feel the energy just instead of being like this gentle healing that you've given your friends, this is like a punch to his lung. Just like have you ever taken a shot of lemon juice and how it just opens your lungs all of a sudden? That's what he's like. Still bruised everywhere. Like you just healed his lung so that he could talk.
That is
Probably
that is 4 points of healing if you're keeping track.
Oh yeah, this guy's still fucked up. Like as he's taking breaths, he's taking short breaths because he can feel the bone fragments just like scrape his lungs. 2 horses just fucking donkey kicked him. He's just
He's
like,
lucky he didn't get kicked into the fire.
yeah, he's like, okay, what? Sorry, what?
Where is he?
If he doesn't answer, you can always feed on his blood.
God,
I'll just like we'll look over at Pay and like shush him. Shh.
Wink.
Donovan paid us half our fee. We get the other half when we report back to Shay in Plumas. Donovan
Okay.
went back to the war efforts.
And I'm just gonna I'll does he have any exposed wounds? Obviously.
It's mostly internal bleeding, broken ribs. Like this dude is in.
I'm gonna press down on his ribs with my foot. I'm just be like, where is it?
It's the fucking capital. Fucking follow the road.
Fuck the capital. Where's my rapier?
I'll hop off Daddy and turn it into a great axe. Like, do I cut his head off now? What do we do?
Where is it?
I don't know, man. I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I am a soldier who was paid to join a tournament that I dropped out, and he promised me half my winnings. Please, man, I got a family to take care of.
I don't.
You're of no use to me. And I'm just gonna snap my fingers and point at him and cast Toll the Dead. Wisdom
And-
saving throw, please.
Erden's still up in the sky witnessing all of this.
That's a fail. It's an 11.
2d12, baby.
He's dead. He's dead. Don't even need to roll it. He's dead. He had 5 hit points. He did. He was please, please.
The
And then
last
just
thing
everybody.
he hears is the dong of the bell.
So as you go, what did you say before you snapped your fingers and cast Toll the Dead?
I said, you're of no use to me now.
As you say you're of no use to me, and he snaps his fingers, you guys all hear just a. And but he just and just his ears, eyes, and everything just blood out of it, and he just convulses on the ground, and then just lip.
Well,
I'm just gonna like try to compose myself.
Donovan, I mean Asher, it's always them or us, right? I agree with what you've done.
Well, if any of them lived, they would have told them which direction we were heading in, and we would have had a raining of bounty hunters coming for us. Because each one of us, to them, is worth quite a hefty sum of money. And I don't know about you guys, but I've got plenty of things I'd love to do before dying. And being caught and brought to Santiago and Vanderkunt is not one of them.
Oh, I agree. Although I would like to see those people again, but on the other end of my my rapier, my spear. I could have a rapier, I guess, but my weapon is what I mean.
I'll just put my hand on Prey's arm because I can't reach his shoulder. I'll be like, exactly, and I'll like walk not even ignoring everybody else. I'll just walk over back to the cart. As I get to the cart, I just want to be like, hey, princess, and then just like hop on.
You miss daddy, no princess.
So
Can I, like, as I'm still up in the air, can I just scout around just to see if there wouldn't be anything hidden, like another camp or?
yeah, roll investigation.
Investigation. That's 18.
You scout, and just seems that these guys were bedding down for the night.
Yep.
No, Balder, I've seen you swing your swords around. Could you make use of this armor, or is it not your style?
Let me try it on, see how it feels.
I don't know which one's better, the fried guy, or the stab guy, or the stomp guy, or the melted
Well,
guy.
they didn't have theirs on, so
Right.
it's laying
The
there.
other one seems to be like breastplate, half plate. The one who was doing perimeter was the one who had full plate.
Well, then I guess we're stripping a corpse.
They're all corpses.
Yeah, but 3 of them are already half naked.
As you take off the armor, the one thing that kind of peeves you a bit is that the chest plate bears the crest of the enemy. These were Blue Crest guards. These are Palumus's army.
Yeah, I was going to say something about the whole way this whole went down. We just killed a bunch of unarmed people sitting around the fire, but the fact that they were from there made me less upset.
Well, you're wearing the armor. Erden and Asher can turn into people. I'm a big purple man on a horse, but for the most part, you guys can kind of blend in.
Yeah.
Also, we burning the bodies?
I was gonna say we should clean this up.
A bit. I mean, the fire's already going. We don't need to start one. How convenient.
Is there a pig pen?
As I I'll like pick one up and I'll like make his mouth out like, I'm a Blue Crest guard. I will collect a bounty. Yeah. And I'll just chuck him in the fire.
That might be going a little far.
But it's Prey, so he's like weekend as burning and like, I'm a Blue Crest guard. Please throw me in the fire. I am cold. Well, of course. Like Prey is trying to make light of the situation.
Couldn't we burn like all the things? Or put them in our cart so the only thing left is basically the fire? And a lot of bloodstains?
There might be a lot of things that might not burn as great, like their armor, but I mean,
We can always bring it. We have a cart full of things. We could always dump it somewhere where it's less suspicious.
I was gonna say we should dump it somewhere, even if there's a cliff or something, or
You can see that the there's the bodies, there's the armor. Like I said, there's a hand crossbow, there's a few javelins, and a morning star. You can also see that there are a few sleeping bags and 2 bags, like 2 backpacks.
Yeah, let's just chuck it in the cart and let's go. Oh, you guys want to sleep here? There's a camp ready. The smell of the burning corpse will leave, like it's just temporary.
I mean, if we're setting up camp, sure.
Should I put the other bodies in now or wait for this one to simmer, roast some marshmallows?
No,
and then
no. All at once. Get it done.
Okay. And I'll grab the next one. Blue Crest God, me and I'll chuck it on top of the other corpse in the fire.
I'll grab one of them and throw it in before he gets.
Forward.
You guys make camp. There's cooking meat for whoever wants it. Jesus Christ. As you guys are sleeping, you get alarmed a few times, Balder, from your sword. It wakes all you guys up, and you just see like it's a coyote or a wild animal just stopping, coming, like taking a corpse, slowly dragging it away.
Enjoy.
Away. And then it just disappears. But yeah, the rest of your night goes uninterrupted, and you guys have a good night's rest.
Peaceful.
Sleeping
like a baby.
Peaceful. Yeah. I feel like Erden is the only one who's uneased by this, so you do like kind of toss and turn a little bit.
Turning into dog.
Because I will say this, because Prey is very not susceptible to these things. Balder's in constant competition with Prey, so that's where most. You've seen Asher gone postal before. Usually, it's Prey and whoever Prey can sway that takes the let's
Murder.
do this brutal. If somebody was pleading for their life, especially talking about a family, Asher would be conflicted. This goes through your mind the entire night, replaying the scene. And you realize Asher went postal while talking about the rapier. This is more than Prey's love for a weapon. There is something. This weapon took away Asher's compassion. And you guys wake up. So everyone slept well because you guys are also a sociopath. Erden, you're a bit perturbed.
I wake up, I'm like, oh, who's making breakfast? I just get up like, oh, maybe not.
There's just drag marks where the corpses were pulled away.
Let's get back on the road, I suppose. The quicker we get there, the quicker we get to accomplish the several things we're off to do.
Yeah, so you guys pack up the stuff and you're about to head out. Who wants to roll the next D20 for this day's travel?
Light up D20. Go for it, Sean. As he's rolling, I'm just curious, and for a geography question. But hey, natural 20. That is beautiful. Palumis, is Palumis on the way to the Crimson Capital, or is it the other way around?
So, say this is the map. Mercer is here. Palumis is here. Crimson Capital is here.
So we're just going straight down.
You're going around, going straight through. Impossible, because there's the Bay of Merchants and other bays.
Okay.
As Balder would know. Like, Balder's leading because Balder knows the terrain.
Okay.
So the fastest way if you're going trekking it is follow the path to Palumis. Once you get to Palumis, it's the Wildlands. And going to the Wildlands is just there's roads to encampments, but they're trails. Like
backwoods.
the cart probably the The cart probably won't be of use there, but the horses will still be able to ride.
Cool.
So a natural 20. As you wake up, with these corpses being gone, you can see where the animals walked and the path they followed of least resistance. And hey, it's a beautiful day, and you guys actually make up some of the time you lost by tracking through the woods, getting the cart stuck a few times. So about right before dusk, you guys make it to where the woods are starting to thin out. And as it thins out, you can see in the distance the peak of a single mountain. And it's getting closer and closer. The woods are still obfuscating it, but you still see like the peak of it, and it seems the more you walk through the woods, the more you can see of this mountain.
Boulder, what's this mountain?
Well, Balder knows that this is the capital of Palumas. It is the Asher would know this too because of the visit to the Sepdion Temple. This mountain is supposedly the resting place of Sepdion's celestial body. It is where he fell, and is where Noshrock raised a mountain to signify his tomb. And as you reach the end of the woods, where it just becomes into a slow slope into a valley, you can see that there are many military encampments surrounding the city. There are small, outside of that, you can see that there are small farming villages all around. One that seems like one on the main path seems to be bustling a bit more. And you can see that the way it was described to Erden and that Balder knows of is white walls, white city, and a beautiful mountain that is purplish blue. The white walls are there. The city itself, purple. The mountain seems to be almost like a volcano. The peak of it obfuscated by the clouds, but just from the top, going all the way down. A purplish, bluish, greenish liquid that seems to have stars floating through. You've seen this energy many times before. Many times before. When Asher cast the spell. Ever since Mr. Voice came into his life. And you've seen it another time in a corrupted temple of Septia in Mercia.
Oh no.
What do you guys want to do?
Is that the same purple as the things that were all mutated? Or am I thinking of something else?
I don't know, it looks quite familiar.
I'll just look at the mountain intently. I have basically, Asher has said very little since the other night. So, very fixated.
So we just stopping here quick and, hello, goodbye? Or are we trying to just kind of pass by? Do we have business here?
I mean, I don't really want to go in there, but if you need to, I will.
Do we stop after? Because we do need to go back. And I'm assuming we're going to take the same path.
Regardless, we have a bounty on our head, so...
Cities should probably be avoided, although we are going to the Crimson Capital.
Exactly.
One city is better than two cities in terms of being seen.
Also want to point out, you guys have made a request with the Warden of Mercia to speak with the King of Sepdion, who is in Palumas.
Right.
Do we know if that happened? Or did we kill the people sent to do that? No, that was different people.
Yeah. She sent Elizabeth Colton sent a message, and last you heard, the king had received the message, had not gotten back to her. So he's aware that people called the Men of the Gill who owe her a favor are headed there to speak about Santiago because he had good relationships with her. That was your request for your payment to bring Abigail back safe and sound.
Which we're not doing.
No, Abigail.
she
No,
was
that's
there.
Maribel. Abigail
right.
was the one who was dropped off.
Right. Well, yes, go ahead.
Would that mean that he could potentially sway or have the bounty dropped if he has good relationships with Santiago?
Possibility. I mean, if he's a king, he might have some kind of say or power on that. I don't know.
Santiago's a fucking captain, not a king, so
I thought he said she's a cunt, but yeah.
no.
That she is.
She's that too, but
There's also
Oh, boy.
the I think different places have different rulers, and isn't she from the islands? That's kind of she's from the Eastern Isle, right? Which has a ruler. Which is that her?
She is the governing official for the Eastern Isles. The Privateer's Passage is governed by the 5 flags. She is one of those 5 flags. When it came to the vote about war and who they would side with, Roaring Rory Ratchet sided with the Hadriel. Santiago sided with Sepdion.
Yeah.
Vanderkunt didn't want to vote. You guys were in charge until you guys voted, or until the central captain returned from his diplomacy missions. And you guys, instead of voting, broke everybody out of jail.
Right. We were supposed to
'Cause
vote the next
that's
morning,
what
and
we
we
do.
left. All right. We might have a few words with the what's his name? The
What was his
Calamity
name? The guy?
Jones.
Calamity Jones.
He might be like, "What the fuck did you guys do?" That's a problem for another day. But
Add it to the list. Add it to the list.
yes, I sent you to vote. You broke people out of prison. But okay, so the king doesn't necessarily have authority over her, but she doesn't necessarily have authority here, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like in my canyon, nobody tells me what to do, but if I go to someone else's canyon, they could tell me what to do. And I'd be like, no, and then the canyons would fight. Not the canyons, but the people in the canyons. Just canyons.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it might be that like the king. So is it that we need to meet the king because we brought Abigail back?
So she said, "What can I offer for payment?"
Right.
And you guys asked if there was a way to talk to Santiago, like to get Santiago off your case.
That didn't
And she says,
happen.
"Oh," she says,
Let me
"I don't
talk.
have that. I don't have that much authority, but I will reach out to the king as a favor to say, hey, I would like to arrange this meeting between the Men of the Gill and you to speak about that."
Right. So, I mean, yeah, it would be probably useful if we could get that bounty dropped, and then we can travel freely.
That is very much a maybe.
It is very much a maybe, but I mean, it's worth a try.
I agree. You never know if you'll find elk, but maybes feed the family.
Yes.
And pray.
Did I say I was the wisest of my
You
family?
did.
Yes, of course.
But are you wiser than your sister?
Well, I feel like soon she will not be part of any family. Oh, by the way, I had a dream where Ultraman said, "Kill your sister." We'll deal with that when we get to the Crimson Capital. Oh, wait, no. Is it the Palumas or the Crimson Capital? It's the Crimson Capital, right?
Yes, she's at the Crimson Capital.
Okay, yes.
Frank was like, oh, fuck.
We need to go. So the request was sent, there was no response received.
Yes.
So it is very much a maybe. We do not know if they're agreeing. Maybe they're like, oh, there's a problem. We show up. They're like, haha, 300,000. Try to capture us. We kill everybody. Then we leave. And, you know. I think it's a big maybe. Big babies don't feed the family. Little maybes do.
I mean, I'm okay either or.
And again, we can stop on the way back.
But what's
It is
going to
a-
change on our way back?
It is at this point that Asher, you hear in your mind, come on. I can sense you, brother. Come give me what I'm missing.
If I in my mind, can I determine the source? Is it more in the city? Is it on the mountain? Is it like
It's coming from that area. Like you can't pinpoint it because it's in your mind, but you know it's from that. With the visual you get and that voice, it's coming from there and it's just going, you're the missing piece. You have what I need.
I'll just respond in my head like, "Hello, brother. So you've come to die?"
Oh. We'll see about that. By the way, Bugs says hi.
Oh,
What's up, Doc?
What he told me was
I'll just-
called.
nickname. Yeah. I'll just be like, you'll grow to regret that. You'll grow to regret taking my brother. My real brother.
You hear. You don't know what you're dabbling in. And as soon as that happens, your mind is flooded with Bugs's voice.
Duck
It's
season.
a very of emotions, and it's weird. You've had Mr. Voice in your head, you've had Eldath communicate to you, you've had this guy in your head, but as soon as you hear Bugs, it like rocks you to your core, and it's fear. And as you hear this just cacophony of Bugs going through every emotion imaginable, you hear him again going, you have no idea what you're dabbling in. Bring me what I need. And then everything just stops.
So I'm just gonna say these words to the group out of nowhere because they're in the middle of like a conversation. And I'm just like,
Mhm.
my brother's there, and I'll just like point towards Palumis.
Is that a good thing? A bad thing?
Well, it sounds like he's in trouble. I should say I think he's in trouble.
So, like, we run there now? Like, that kind of trouble? Or, like, well, I owe this guy 50 gold, and if I don't pay him back, I lose my pinky.
No, I think something's wrong.
Well, let's go then. If
I
you want to
think-
go, I'll follow you till, you know... if you hopped off a cliff, I'd jump off a cliff, because, jumps can't compare, Mr. Bunnyman, but, I'd go to the ends of the canyon for you.
Thank you, Prey. I'll make sure to return the favor, and if you want to kill your sister, you just say the word.
I
I'll
want
be
to
right
kill
there
my
by your
sister.
side.
Okay, yes. Let's go then. If there's no objections from the other men of the Gill, and not Ann Balder, because Balder is now included in the men of the Gill honorarily.
Yeah, I might try to disguise myself as we're going in, but yeah.
Yeah,
Do you think it's better to wear the armor or not when we enter the city?
Is it do we? From what we know, is the you said army tents and shit? Would those people be wearing that armor?
They would. This is
Okay.
it. Balder would know that this is the Blue Crest. Like, this is like the main headquarters. It's their capital. This is what they're defending.
So then, yes, probably, or maybe not. Maybe you'll get like a random commander and be like, why aren't you at your post, Henry?
Yeah, that's what I was questioning. I'm really not sure which way to go.
Oh no, this is not my armor. I stole it from a corpse.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe wear everything but the chest part.
That's no chest hairy right there.
I don't know, Boulder. It's your call, but if I understand correctly, we need to kind of hurry up.
I'll keep it on for now.
Okay.
I'll disguise just as a random commoner.
Okay.
I will. I will also use my hat of disguise self, or my hat of disguise.
Okay. What do you look like?
I'm going to make believe that I am Erden's child.
Kyle?
Okay.
Not Kyle, a smaller child because of my small nature.
Okay, so you guys, all except for Prey, ride down. You get to the. So I say you get onto the main path.
I hide my. Definitely hide my.
Under the illusion.
Oh yes.
You can definitely just wear like
Okay.
common clothes in your illusion as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm
But
definitely
child,
under the
like-
illusion.
even if I drop the illusion, I am not like branding
Okay.
my.
So just like you're wrapping it around. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all possible. So you guys are riding down. As you get close to the farming cities, you can see like there are a bunch of just farmhouses and farmers just like plowing their fields. They look poor, dirty laborers. They're all working hard. They look distraught, like they're forcing their way to work through, and they keep looking at the mountain and just keep pushing. And then you get to the first real settlement that has like kind of like old school small western town vibes, kind of just like a strip of buildings, tavern at the end, and then just that's the main thing. You can see that there are many people gathered at the tavern, many of them just gawking at the city, drinking. The tavern sign, clear and well kept, Sistefa's Saloon. Yeah, that's the main thing there. If you want to keep trucking, you can keep trucking. Or
I think so. We're trying to get to Ash's brother.
okay, as you guys get close to the military encampment, which surrounds the city and most of what's beyond it, like you cannot. It would be hard to go through past this mountain without probably meeting some military resistance. But as you get like in the lineup, you can see that guards are searching carts. They're asking people questions. You can see that a few carts get pulled to the side and investigated a bit deeper. Asher, you would be the first one to realize this. There is a Blue Crest guards dressed like Balder, standing at attention. There is a well-armored, no helmet human, probably middle-aged, who is on a horse asking questions. And if you see that he speaks to a person wearing robes, and then that person waves their hand and nods. Cart's let through. Next cart, same thing, shakes his head. Cart's pulled to the side, searched more intently. And it seems that they're doing other things that you cannot pinpoint what they would be to the cart. But they seem to be stopping every cart, checking what's going on with every cart.
I'll warn the others. In my best little child voice. Oh no, guys, they're checking out the carts.
So
don't
what's
we have
our
the stuff?
what stuff?
Spoken like a true drug dealer. Oh no, man, don't we have the stuff?
No, the stuff from the camp that we agreed we would dump somewhere.
I figured we would have dumped it already.
Did we, Dungeon Master?
You didn't specify. You said you wanted to if you found a cliff. You didn't find any cliffs.
Didn't find a deep river or a
is-
pond, so...
Is there somewhere that we can hey Clementine, is there somewhere that we can like kind of like an alley or something, or like a little before we hit that checkpoint?
You can try to dump it, but like you guys are in the
No,
queue.
just- Oh, so would it be suspicious if we just like moved out of the queue right now?
If you see a roadblock and you see a car randomly turn around,
Okay,
You can
Yeah,
certainly
yeah.
try.
hold on. How big is the cart technically? Like,
Cart size.
But
Two horses are pulling it.
it's
I mean,
probably
like, what
a
would you say, like
like 8
10 feet by
Probably
or,
like 10 by 5 or not 8 by 5.
8 by 5? Okay. I'm going to... Fuck, a 5-foot diameter is still quite big, isn't it?
Well, 5-foot diameter is not big. 5-foot radius is twice as big.
It's just a diameter. So would that occupy like one box, basically?
One
Like one...
space, yeah.
It has to be unoccupied, though. Ah! Fuck.
The back of the cart is unoccupied. The front of the cart's occupied by you and the horse. Well, it's about 15 feet with the horses in the front. Like they take a square themselves.
Is it a...
And where
is it
you
a
and Asher.
covered cart?
You guys did not request a covered cart. It is an open cart.
I mean, we
Sebastian Evek!
we might not get questioned either. Just act normal.
Yeah, the big fucking tiefling next to a cart, who's clearly a warrior.
6'5" tiefling, shirtless on a barded war horse in a war encampment.
I am regretting our decision.
I regret not bringing this up earlier.
Past the guys doing the check, can I see like a spot where they got like horses tied up or anything?
Horses. Past that, you can see like it's full blown like military encampment. So there's just like sparse tents. The further you look, the more the tents seem like neatly organized, and the closer you get to the capital, the bigger they seem to get. But like closer to you guys, just past the roadblock barricade, would be where the foot soldiers and like traders and like low grade smiths would hang out.
I'm just gonna go up to the like go up alongside of the thing and just see if they're gonna say anything and try to pass by them going into the camp.
Okay. Could you roll? I will give you the choice between a stealth or performance.
Well, stealth is disadvantage, so we'll go performance.
Okay. Could you get? I will give you advantage on it because this, where you are a soldier, these are your enemies. You have learned the hierarchy. You were taught by your training how this works. So you will get advantage on a performance to act as the enemy to infiltrate. I'm giving you that because I feel like that's thematically. If you study your enemy, you should know how to act like them.
I got a 15.
15K. You ride up on your warhorse. You like get close to the barricade. You see this guy wearing like a really dirty apron, kind of like cockeyed. He's like, "I couldn't. You want me to grab your horse, sir?"
No, I've got to go a little ways into the camp. I think I'll just ride it.
You remember the name Frederick? If you're down here in the slums with the rest of us, and you just ride past, no issue.
Sweet.
What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm in the queue.
So it's gonna look awkward with the guards just standing in queue waiting beside you.
And so you just like you
I'll
wait on the
just-
side.
I was gonna say, I think I have an idea. What if we say that we found this armor in the woods on our way here?
Which
and we
is
just came
that's true.
to do some like merchant stuff.
Well, I mean, we have a fuckload of money. We could say we want to buy something.
That's right, and we could just we want to say we want to report this stuff, like some shady activity in the woods.
Yes. Erden, do you want to talk, or do you want me to try to deceive these people?
It'll come probably better from Erden because yes, he looks like a commoner, and he also is a bit more calm than us.
I might have an idea.
Okay, so we'll roll with it. You guys roll up to the front of the queue. This middle-aged general, it's easy to assume, sitting on his horse goes, "What is your business in Balumas?"
So before he shows up to the cart,
Mhm.
I'd like.
Oh, you guys
to...
show up to him. The queue's moving. He's not moving. You guys are
Right.
moving to him.
Okay, so as we're moving forward, I'd like to kind of like peek and cast Hex,
Okay. I will say.
and I'd like to give him disadvantage on Insight.
Advantage on
Is
insight.
it you pick like wisdom and he has disadvantage on wisdom?
It's on an
Skill checks?
ability check.
Wisdom ability
Okay.
checks, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, he is hexed.
Normally my Hex is like pew 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 pew. Now it's like let's try to get our way out of this.
I think it's the first time I see Hex used in a role play setting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I was like, hey, if we have to lie our way through it and give him disadvantage on Insight, might help us.
Okay. So he goes.
So
He looks at you and goes, "What brings you to Balumas?"
are we going with the story of the? This is like not Erden.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what
Okay.
we talked about.
I'll just kind of like step up and say, hello, we are merchant just passing by, and we found we found those armors, and I believe that they might belong to some of your men. We it's on the side of the main road on the way here, and I thought maybe I would bring them back. I tried to keep them in the condition that we found them in, to not leave any clues aside. And I kind of show him.
He looks over, goes, "So you're just returning these lost goods, is that correct?"
We were on our way to Palumis to visit. We just heard great things about the city, and I'd like to come visit. And on our way here, we came across this, so 2 birds, 1 stone.
Hmm. Could you roll a deception check, please? Oh, you get disadvantage.
16.
Give me a minute. 16, you said?
Yeah.
He looks at you and goes, very well. You can drop the goods off here. And you see like some guards come up. He's like, if you don't mind, we will be doing a sweep of the cart. Also, just for your information, the city is, he looks back, goes, for lack of a better term, closed. But you may gladly trade your wares once the inspection is complete. And just one question before we start the search. He looks at Prey and goes, what's with the wildlands?
I'll interject in my little child voice and be like, it's our bodyguard.
Roll a deception check.
Oh, natural 20.
Yeah, with that disadvantage, that was a fucking 6. He goes, it's a very good guard. This will only take a moment. And he looks at the guards, nods. They start to search your cart. There's nothing really illegal in there. Then he looks at the one in the robes, shakes. The one with the robes goes, illusionary magic, magical items. And he goes, so, the truth this time will be accepted. Please pull over to the side.
Very well.
And you guys pull over. As you pull to the side, he stays there. Another guard comes up. He goes, So I heard some illusionary magic is here on the list. And
Yep.
you also got some, I see the big man, he for sure got some magical items on him. But it's really, I really hate forcefully removing the magical stuff and shit. So I'm gonna give you a chance to just like, come out clean with it, please.
I'll go first, and I'll drop mine, and I'll say I do apologize. You must understand it's for our own protection. But yeah, definitely, I dropped my disguise.
Asher?
I'll do the same. Still hiding, of course, my
Yes,
crest.
of course.
But I'll just drop the illusion. Same size as the child was.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
no illusion there. Feel like,
Arden's really trying to act nonchalant, but like he's dying inside. But he's really trying to be nonchalant, and charisma is his dump stat, so he's really trying.
I'll just say, what was the name of the lady that sent a letter to the king?
Elizabeth.
It was a Warden Elizabeth Colt.
I'll just flat out come out with it because Asher is in a no nonsense mood. Colton, you said?
Yeah, Warden Elizabeth Colton, Warden of Mercer.
The Warden of Mercer, Elizabeth Colton, sent a letter to your king requesting
Well, she
an
sent
audience.
a sending spell, like you do with
Sending-
Foghorn.
Okay.
Yeah.
She sent word to your king that we requested an audience with him for. It's his daughter, right?
No, she's just.
No. We brought his daughter back.
No, you
Is that-
just.
oh.
It was a favor for her.
Okay.
That was your payment for bringing Abigail back. It was an attempt at a meeting with the king.
So, as a personal favor to her, organized or was attempting to organize a meeting with your king, and we are looking to see if we can, in fact, have that meeting. We were a little skeptical about being able to get in the city. I do apologize for the deception.
Well, I will say, like, I understand it's for your protection, and things, but he looks at the mountain and goes, we kind of got our own stuff to deal with, so we got to make sure that like it's not an assault from the opposing military faction, or like So you guys just sit tight.
So can I stop him for a second? Then I'll be like, so you're saying you don't want that?
No, we don't. It's just, everybody was evacuated. We have no idea what's going on. We're doing tactical maneuvers.
And also
but,
trains Mexican.
Sorry, I know it's real hard. In Palumas, we're very multicultural. I'm disclosing a bit too much here to a couple of strangers. So I kind of want to keep my job. I'll just sit tight. I'm gonna get word to the king, see if your story checks out. Might take a little bit, but I'll try my best.
It may be noted that we are men with the guild. I like see Asher. I'll see Prey just like making a face. I'll be like,
what's he trying to say? And he looks at Prey. What was that?
I'll look at the group and I'll look at the guy and I'll just speak in Infernal.
I'm asking you. That's very uncomfortable, especially that some wacky shit's going on with the mountain. You might want to hide the devil tongue.
Right, just tell him.
Oh, well, sorry about that. It's pronounced Gill. That's it. That's all.
Men of the Gill?
He has a bit of a speech impediment. We are men of the guild. We would
but
be
he
happy.
just said Gill. Did you just say men of the Gill?
No. I said Gill. You said men of the Gill.
Like he leans, he leans in real close to Prey. He leans into Prey like, are you, or are you not, the group called the Men of the Gill?
It depends who's asking, and anybody asking.
I am. My name is Charlie Watson.
Well,
I live here. I am a resident of Sebdion in Palumas. I'm a simple guard who checks people out. But are you or are you not the Men of the Gill?
It's Charlie Watson. As a resident of Palumas, I'm sure you appreciate living here. Depending who asks who we are, it changes the answer. And you seem to be very trustworthy, and yes, we are men with the guild.
What was that face?
It's I'm forcing my accent down very hard. It's the Infernal is thick.
I really want to
Okay.
get Prey.
Oh, you cut out there.
Yeah.
I really want to get Prey the head just to see how he sounds like.
So okay, so okay. And as you're like saying Gill, he goes, oh, okay. Right on. We'll see if a message was sent to the king to meet with a group from Elizabeth Colton.
I do have a question though. Who is the Men of the Gill?
How long you been on this island? Nation, whatever.
Today.
A week. Oh, sorry.
I don't have a clock. What's a clock?
Okay, sure.
A little while.
What is time?
The Men of the Gill are like the guys who just won the tournament there. And well, if you're new here,
The
Morbid
Gauntlet.
Desire has like. He leans in and goes, "Come on, like really, are you guys the Men of the Gill?"
Well.
If he looks back at us, I'm just gonna like.
A tiefling, a Harengon who is now exposed, and the curse mark.
Yeah, but he's in another city. He's like, are you guys the Men of the Gill?
Well, if you were there to see it, I could confirm that you would know if we were the Men of the Gill. or not.
Okay, off the fucking records here. No pussyfooting around. Are you the fucking champions of the gauntlet? Like, are fucking really heroes in my fucking queue?
Oh, I wouldn't use
Okay.
the word hero for.
Can I roll an insight if he's like playing us, or if he's just
You
like
can
that
100%
excited to see us? Like if he's
You
that
can
like
roll an insight
starstruck.
check.
Oh, I'll roll it
Yeah.
too. I'm trying to figure it out as well.
Is he trying to bait prey?
That's an 18, my friend.
That's a 22.
Woo.
That is a 17.
This dude is like fangirling, like, come on, you guys really meaning Gill?
Be like,
Oh shucks, yes we are.
don't tell anybody else. But like, yeah.
Are you guys insane? Why would you not fucking lead with that? Do you not see the fucking problem we have here? And he points to the mountain. You guys won the goddamn gauntlet. You guys would be let through here any fucking.
We're just really not used to fame.
You
I did say we could take care of your problem.
that tournament, like, fuck asking the. Come with me, and like he just like abandons his cubes. Come on, wait, there's 4 of you. Where's the other guy?
Oh,
we
he's-
pass in front of Balder, we're like, moves past Balder, like,
Just both double
I
fingers.
just start following you on my horse.
As you start following and like you catch up, he looks. He goes, "Man, it's the man of the Gill! Like really?"
I just
Don't advertise it to everybody.
yeah, I know.
so
Okay,
you have-
okay,
yeah.
cool. Like fucking too cool to react to the new fucking heroes, whatever. So you guys
Do you want
just-
an autograph?
maybe for my son, and my nephew, and my sister. Maybe her husband too.
Get me some parchment. I'll get everybody to sign.
He takes out parchment, hands you. You do realize I worked at the border. I need like all the paper.
Yeah. So I'll like as we're moving, I'll like stop and then I'll just sign, and like where I do the Asher Lepus, the A has bunny ears.
Now the
So,
real question: can Prey sign his name?
I'll take out the shark tooth and just like prick myself and just do like a blood smear and just like pray.
So yeah, as you guys sign, it's like, it's great, thank you. And you guys walk through. As I said, you go through the military encampment, and you reach a large tent right by like the front gate. And he goes, "Yeah, just saddle your horses anywhere. I'll be right back." And he like runs in, and then like he put Peach's head and goes. And as you guys walk in, you can see that the front of the tent where you guys walked in is completely blocked off. But looking onto the city itself, you can just see the front gate and the front door, like the front door entrance there. And it's the same thing as the Seption temple, just water oozing into the moat. But this one doesn't seem as liquidy, it seems thicker. And you can see that there is a large war table. Like this is the war room that's spread out. And there is a map on the bottom, but there's also a map on top. The map on the bottom, you can see the outline seems to be of the nation of Seption. The one on the table is of the city of Mercer. The city itself, looking at it, is crescent, like a moon. And it starts from city, goes to the base of the mountain where there's a castle. Looking at this map, there are 3 people. There is a Blue Crest guard dressed in half plate and just has scars all down his, like, the kind of like the hound, but not affecting his head, just all across the side of his face. And he looks up and his eyes are pupilless, they're just white. Next, on the other side, there is a large orc with the fangs shaved it down. Like they're still there, they're just not pointed, they're like blunt. He looks older, gray hair, gray sideburns, still would sizable to prey. And in between them is a half-orc with black leather armor, a golden crown over his head, very simple, and his hair, a long hair, well taken care of. And when he looks up, he has short little fangs, a dark brown eye, and the other one pupilless, and it seems like the liquid that is affecting the city is just swirling inside of his eye. And he goes, "So, you're the ones I've heard that are the men of the Gill." And that is where we'll pick up next week with meeting the king of Septi.
Wow. Well, anybody watching, thank you for hanging in there. This was a doozy. A lot of lore dumps and progression as far as 19 side quests. When you explained the look, I thought I heard crown and was like, I'm going to ask for clarification. You're like, when you meet the king, I was like, yes, of course.
So the king has the swirly things in his eyes?
He has one eye that is dark brown, one eye that is pupilless, but it's just like that's the what you know as the Mr. Voice energy just seems to be swirling in his eye. Like it's just pupilless and it's purple with the greens and blues and purples just all swirling with that starscape that, how can I put it? Do you know when you take they're like they're D20s that have them there with like epoxy and you shake them around, they're just like a swirl.
Oh yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Like a magic 8-ball.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's hard to describe exactly, but like it's like glitter and water.
He's got severe floaties.
Yes. It was a welding accident out west.
Okay, so I will raid the channel Dice Cream Sandwich, which we've raided several times. Before we do that, though, I do want to wish you guys a happy evening enjoying D&D content. If you haven't checked it out yet, check out the One Fortunate podcast, all one word on Spotify. The link was shared earlier. What else? If you're not following, please follow.
I'm just pointing at the One Fortunate logo behind you, Jordan.
There you go. Okay, cool.
I'm pointing at the corner.
Wonderful. So, yeah, please do that. If you haven't followed, please follow. And we'll send the raid. Oh.